Hi all and welcome back to a brand new season of Rant Football. There's more of us now and we're going to be predicting Premier League scores.
Right, before we go any further, we're going to look at round one's predictions Premier League results. So the first game was Crystal Palace versus Southampton, full time 1-0 to the Palace. Phil went 2-all, 0 points. Simon went 0-2 to Southampton, 0 points. Donalane went 1-all, 0 points. Lee went 2-1 to Crystal Palace, so a point for Lee. Andy also went 2-1 to Crystal Palace, a point for Andrew. Gavin went 1-0 to Crystal Palace, so he gets 3 points. And Craig went 3-0 to Southampton, so he got nothing. The next game was a banger, Liverpool versus Leeds. Full time Liverpool 4, Leeds 3. Well, Phil went 3-1 to Liverpool, he gets a point. Simon went 2-0 to Liverpool, he gets a point. Paul, well, could have got it, but he went 1-2 to Leeds, 0 points. So Donalane went 2-1 to Liverpool, so she gets a point. Lee went 4-0 to Liverpool, Lee only gets a point. And he went 2-1 to Liverpool, he also gets a point. Gavin went 4-0 to Liverpool, only a point. And Craig went 2-all, so he got no points. The next game on the card we got here is Tottenham versus Everton, full time Tottenham 0, Everton 1. Phil and Simon both went 1-all, so 0 points. Paul went 3-1 to the Spurs, 0 points. Donalane went 2-0 to the Spurs, 0 points. Lee went 3-1 to the Spurs, 0 points. Andy went 1-3 to Everton and actually gets a point for that. Gavin went 2-1 to Spurs, 0 points. And Craig went 1-0 to Everton, so he actually bagged 3 points for that game. The next game was West Ham versus Newcastle, full time West Ham 0, the Toon Army 2. Well, Phil went 2-3 to Newcastle, so he gets a point. Simon went 2-0 to West Ham, 0 points. Paul went 1-2 to Newcastle, so he gets a point. Donalane went 1-0 to West Ham, 0 points. Lee went 1-2 to Newcastle, 1 point. Andy went 2-all, 0 points. Gavin went 1-all, 0 points. And Craig gets another 3 points as he went 2-0 to the Newcastle. The final game was Brighton versus Chelsea. Full time Brighton 1, Chelsea 3. Well, Phil went 0-2 to Chelsea, 2 points. Simon went 0-3 to Chelsea, 1 point, so that's 1 point for Phil and Simon. Paul went 0-3 to Chelsea, 1 point. Donalane went 0-2 to Chelsea, that was 1 point. Lee bags 3 points here with a 1-3 Chelsea win. Andy went big and went for a Chelsea 5-0 win, but only gets a point. Gavin went 1-2 to Chelsea, only gets a point. And Craig gets 0 points because he was dreaming that Brighton was going to win this one 3-1. So if you look at the bottom right, you'll see round 1 RF points. This is the points they get for predictions during the games. So as you see, Craig got only 2 games right actually, but he got 2 3-pointers, so that gave him 6 points. Lee also got 6 points with a few mixtures. Gavin got 5 points. Andrew got 4 points. Phil got 3 points. Donalane got 3 points. Simon got 2 points. And Paul got 2 points. But as the league table stands, there's 8 of us. So you get 8 points if you finish first. And all the way down to, in theory, if you finish last, you get 1 point per round. Now, with a few people with the same points, we've had to put people on the same points. What hopefully won't happen much, but it's happened. So round 1's a prediction table in the lead for the continuing table throughout the season. Craig Lucas right now is top on 8 points with Lee Crossan, who's also on 8 points. Then we have Gavin Pash on 7 points in third, followed by Andrew Green with 6 points in fourth. Phil Gard is on 5 points with Donalane Cameron, who's also on 5 points in 6th. Paul Plant is on 4.7 and Simon Isbell is on 8 points. Well, not 8 points, he's on 4 points in 8th right now. All can change in the next round, and round 2 predictions are coming up right now.
Hello, welcome to week 2 of Rant Football, where we predict the Premier League scores. If you want to know how to do it, go back to week 1's video and you'll see how it's all done. So we're not going to mess about. Everybody just wave and say hello again. There you go. Right, so shall we just get straight into these? As you know, I will go first. Yet again, Craig's still driving the same train apparently, so he's not going to be here. There's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. So everybody, before we have a chat at the end of this, I'm going to ask you who you think, once we've done our predictions, I'm going to ask everyone who you think is going to finish in the bottom 3 for the season. Anyway, so let's get into the predictions. I'm going first, as you said. It's Newcastle versus Brighton. I'm going again for a Newcastle win, 2-1. Man United versus Crystal Palace. I see a battering here. I see Man United winning this 3-0, probably 3 penalties once VAR's got involved. By the way, I'd just like to know, everyone thinks I call on a gun associate a PE teacher. I don't think he is. I think it's an insult to PE teachers. He's a clown. He's in a gun of jokester now. That's it. Chelsea versus Liverpool. As much as I want Liverpool to batter us, not really. I don't think Chelsea can win this, really. And I don't think Liverpool will win it either. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. I think both teams will be very careful in that game. Leeds versus Fulham. I hate Leeds, but I hate Fulham more. So I'm going for a 2-1 Leeds win. And then Southampton versus Spurs. I think Spurs will get their first win of the season and win 2-0. We go through Craig's ones because he's still stuck on that train. Craig, Crystal Palace versus Southampton. He's gone 3-0 to the Saints. Liverpool versus Leeds. I don't know why I'm saying them scores, guys. I've caught myself out there. Let's try again. Newcastle versus Brighton. It's Newcastle 2, Brighton 0. Man United versus Palace. He's gone for a 1-1 draw. Chelsea versus Liverpool. He's gone with his heart and he's gone for Liverpool to win 1-0. We've got Leeds versus Fulham. He thinks Leeds are going to batter Fulham 3-1. And then Southampton versus Spurs. He thinks Southampton will win that game 3-1. Simon, we're coming over to you, sir. So tell us your predictions.
Yeah, so as before, my predictions for this one will be Newcastle and Brighton will be 0-0 because the last 3 games have all been draws, and it's going to be a boring game to hell because Newcastle are crap. Then I've gone for a Man United win, 2-1 against Crystal Palace, just because I wanted to. I've gone different from you with the Chelsea and Liverpool game. I think Liverpool will edge it 2-1. Then I've gone for another boring draw, 1-1 with Leeds and Fulham, because they've come up to the lead. They're not going to share the points, and probably they'll be the only points they get this season. And then I've gone for Southampton 2 and Tottenham 1. I don't think Tottenham are going to start off pretty strong. I think Southampton might be the surprise package of this season. So
that's fair enough, mate. So we're going to obviously move over. I can't remember what order I did it in last week, so I'm just going to ask anybody. So Donna, over to you for your predictions from the US of A.
Yes. Hello. How is everybody? Okay, so Newcastle versus Brighton. I'm going to go, I think Newcastle, since they got hopefully beat last week. Newcastle versus Brighton, 1-1 with them. And then Man United versus Crystal Palace. I'm going to say that we're going to come out a little cautious. Easy, Phil. And I'm going to say that we're going to win 2-1 to Palace. But we're going to play cautiously. And we're not going to work because, we're coming in off the Europa League. So we're going to play cautiously. Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is where Chelsea, they lose. Huge. Liverpool's going to spank them. 1-2 to Liverpool. Yeah, because they don't have a manager. Chelsea. Leeds versus Fulham. Leeds is going to take this game 2-0. 2-0 to Leeds. And then Southampton versus Tottenham. It's going to be a boring game, and it's going to be 1-1.
Fair enough. Thank you for them. Lee, we're coming over to you, the London side, with the silly fans who talk absolute rubbish on AFTV, whatever it's called. Hopefully you'll never turn out like them. But what's your predictions, mate?
So I went for 4 draw, Newcastle 0, Brighton 0. Man United, I can see them blowing Crystal Palace away 3-0. Who we got next? Oh, yeah. Chelsea, I can see them just being edged 3-2 by Liverpool. Leeds, Fulham, I can see that being 1-1 draw. And then Southampton just losing out to 2-1.
Is that about Southampton?
I can see Southampton just being edged out by Tottenham 2-1.
Fair enough. Obviously, now we're moving over to Gavin, the man who's going to win the league this season. My prediction.
Hello, right. Happy week 2. I'm glad to see everyone's still wearing the same T-shirts as last week, you scruffy. You know what I mean? Could at least got changed. Right, my predictions are Newcastle 2, Brighton 0, Man United 2, Palace 0, Chelsea Liverpool. I'm going 1-1. I can't see Chelsea beat Liverpool, but like I say, I can't see Liverpool beating Chelsea. So then I've got Leeds 1, Fulham 0, and Southampton 1, Tottenham 1. Those are my predictions.
Fair enough. Now we go over to Paul. I'm surprised by your results from last week, Paul. I thought you were going to win every point, but it just didn't go that way, unfortunately.
I don't know. That Liverpool result, that was crazy. I couldn't see that coming last weekend, could you? Well, I'm going for 3-1 to Newcastle. They might get a few goals against Brighton. And just United, a nice close 2-1 for United, 2-1 win. They always say they win, but there we go. Chelsea, I think they'll get beat by Liverpool, 2-1 again. And Leeds Fulham, 0-0, boring game. And Southampton Spurs, and that'll be another draw, but a 2 each.
Fair
there we go.
Enough. And I believe there's only one person left. What is Andrew? So, Andrew, what is your predictions?
Can you hear me, yeah?
Yep.
I'll go Newcastle and Brighton 2 each. Definitely going with United to beat Palace 2-1. Phil, you like this one. Well, like the rest of them. Chelsea and Liverpool, I've gone 2 each. I think that will end up as a draw. I think it's too close to call. I've gone for Leeds to beat Fulham 2-1. And the last game, Southampton Tottenham, I've gone with Spurs to beat them 2-0.
Ooh, some interesting ones there. And as I can say, you're all back on screen now. Now, one by one, I'm going to unmute every single one of you. And if you can, I'll say each person after another. Well, after another. To just tell me what you think. Who will be the bottom 3? My bottom 3, I've got a feeling on Brighton, West Ham, and Man United. So, Lee, you go first. Who do you think your bottom 3 will be?
I'm going to go for Brighton, Fulham, and Spurs.
We hate Spurs. Okay, Donna, go on. You go for your bottom 3.
Chelsea, Liverpool, because I've had relegation invitations for that party for 30 years. And Chelsea, Liverpool, and let's go with Arsenal.
The wall's died.
Or City. No, let's go with City. Let's go with City.
Okay,
Chelsea,
I'm going to be serious now. I'm going to do my bottom 3. It is going to be West Ham. It is going to be Fulham. And I do believe it will be Brighton. I think we're all rubbish.
Are we supposed to be serious?
Yeah, be serious now. I've had a good joke, but let's be serious. Who do you think is going to be the bottom 3, Paul?
No, I think you're going to be Brighton, Villa, maybe Newcastle. They'll be down there if they don't sort themselves out. I'm not just saying it because of Simon. I do genuinely think that. Okay,
Gavin, who do you think will be the bottom 3?
I'm going to go Fulham, Brighton, possibly Leeds, could be Newcastle, could be West Ham.
West Ham, mate, West Ham. And Simon, why are you scratching your face? Who are you going for?
Plain and simple. Fulham, Leeds and Newcastle. In that order.
Fair enough. And
Sorry, Kieran.
Go with, I say West Ham,
Yeah, I agree.
Villa, and I probably say Fulham.
Fair enough. Lee, apart from Tottenham, who would have been your real bottom for Tottenham?
I'd probably say Villa.
Right, fair enough.
They were lucky last season. They should have gone down last season. Actually, either Villa or Leeds, but then Leeds just because I hate them.
Yeah, I think everyone hates Leeds. And Donna, serious predictions. Who's going down?
Well, if Newcastle doesn't straighten it out, it'll be Newcastle, Villa, and probably Fulham.
Good shouts from
Yeah.
everyone. I think everyone's sort of in the same camp there. Well, everybody, I'd like to say thank you for being on again, and we'll see you all next week on Rant Football. See you later, all.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Right, guys, that is the end of Rant Football. As you know, that me and Simon are part of the Epic shows on YouTube. You can see behind Simon. So this is where you will find Rant Football from now on. It has moved home. It will be there with Ghost Aliens Beyond and the Epic Florida podcast. And while we're talking about the Epic Florida podcast, would you like to give the Twitter, Instagram handles there, Simon?
Yeah, the Twitter and Instagrams for the Epic Florida podcast are TEF Pod. As simple as that. Both platforms, exactly the same. Nice and easy to find. And then obviously it's Epic Shows on YouTube.
And you can find that, if you can't find the name Epic Shows, look for the email, what is tefpod@gmail.com.
Yes, that's the one.
See? And obviously Rant Football, look for its new home on Twitter. It is at Rant Football 1. And if you want to come and have a go at doing this with us, you've seen how bad we are and we don't take it that serious. Email us on rantfootball1@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And Simon, not everyone's going to get him. Donna's on every week. I know her Twitter handle is at Donalane Cameron. And your one is at
Simon and Julie. That's my personal one. And I've got another one, which is at Simon Says Pod as well. And podcast.
Paul's is at PaulDavid28. So I'm not sure about the other guys if they've got one. I know Craig's got one.
BCL 1973, I think.
Something like that. Anyway, guys, they will be in the show notes, everyone's Twitters.
Yeah.
And
give them all a follow.
Yeah.
Tell them how badly they've done and how well I've done this week and last week.
And also, if you could do us a favour, could you go on to YouTube, give that thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to Epic Shows, and also share it. We're new, we're different, we're not as serious as all the others out there right now. We're learning. The show format changed so much last year. This is the format we're going to keep. People will get better. I'll get better. Simon, we're just giving up on.
Well, anyway, like you said, we'll give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, just give it a thumbs down. It doesn't make a difference.
Well, it's all how to make it better.
It's all interaction. It's all we want. A bit more interaction. Get it out there. Get it out to other people. If you don't like it, put a thumbs down. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And click that little bell notification, because there's at least something every week or every 2 weeks there'll be something coming out on the Epic Shows. So keep your ears open and your eyes open.
And obviously, one more Epic show is Ghost Aliens and Beyond.
Yeah.
What is also on Twitter, where is GAAB podcast. I look for it there. That's obviously a show about ghost aliens and all sorts of stuff. What me and Simon co-host together as well.
Yeah, we do everything.
Yeah, we're everywhere now. But thank you very much for everyone who came on. As I said, if you want to join in, you know how to get hold of us on rantfootball1@gmail.com. And we look forward to seeing you again for another Rant Football.
See you later, guys.
Bye.